Good afternoon. Virginia here with Jenny Lee Gems, and I'm in San Carlos, Mexico, and I stopped in a restaurant that my friend's son owns, and I had made this basket for him about 3 years ago, and it's displayed up behind the bar, and I noticed it's getting a little dusty. I'm not sure you could see that, but it's black needles that look like licorice. They were so dark when I put them on. So I've just noticed a lot of areas that it's got a bit dusty, and I wanted to show you how we clean that off. So one of the other problems I wanted to show you with this basket is it's pretty flimsy. When I sent it down to San Carlos, it was waxed and it was very sturdy. And it's just been sitting in that bar for a while, and it's gotten a lot of dust on it, and the wax that I had put on it had melted off. So I'm not sure if you could see some areas here where there's a lot of dust, and maybe the dust sticks, to the wax a little bit. But I'm going to go ahead and use a brush, probably a little paintbrush, clean paintbrush, try to get down in the crevices, and then also use a damp cloth, just kind of wipe it off and clean it up. It's very warm here. Probably the wax has slowly melted off over the last 3 to 4 years, but I'm wondering if you could see the dust in there. So I did wipe it a little bit, but it really needs to be taken a brush to and cleaned out within the crevices. I want to get it back to how it looked in the beginning, how I remember it looked. It doesn't seem to bother them, but they have it hanging up in their bar called La Calaca, and I don't want it to look dirty or dingy, even from far away. So stay tuned. I'll show you how we do this. So first, I'm gonna go in here with a little brush, see if I can, yep, it's moving it around, getting some of the dust off. I notice there's a lot. I'm really gonna have to get in here with a wet brush because it looks like there's food in there. I think a lot of people have handled this. So I'm gonna have to go in here and very carefully just dust out all the little grits and grimes. I almost feel like I want to dunk it, but I think that would be too wet, too much for it. But see, when you have little white dust on there, a little paintbrush works really well. And, you could start with a soft bristle, but then move on to a hard if you feel that's what it needs. But I see that this does remove that little dirt that just wiping it out is not going to get. So I'm going to work on that so you could see the white dust coming out. And I'm just going to continue to work on it. It's going to take a little while, but I spent hours on making this basket and this basket center, so it's pretty important. The next thing I'm going to do, luckily it's very dry here right now. The sun's out. We just came back from the beach. Next thing I'm going to do is take this little sponge, and it's just damped. It's not soaked, but it's just dampened, and I'm just going to go all around, get all the dirt out. I feel like they were showing it around maybe at the restaurant, people that had food, because there is a little bit of food and stuff down in here, and I'm just going to clean it up as best I can, and I'll show you. Hopefully it will look a lot better when I get done. I know it's already looking better. I was cleaning it the other night, getting a bunch of the dust and grime off, but I'd like to restore it to its original, the way it looked originally, and to its, I don't like this floppiness. It doesn't bother them, but I put a lot of work into it. I want to make sure that it lasts. And I was really happy to see that the flowers, they are dirty. I don't know if you could see up close, but they're pretty dirty. So I'm going to clean those out with a small brush or a toothbrush as well, just to kind of wash them off with water, because it is getting a little grimy being hung up in a bar restaurant. And here in San Carlos, it's pretty dusty as well. And in the summers, I hear it gets very hot and muggy. So I'm pretty excited that it's hung on this long, given the elements that it's had to deal with. So, but she's one of my favorites, La Calaca de las Rosas. And I would like her to last for a while longer for the restaurant. So I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. It should look pretty clean. You may not be able to see all of the dirt, but even I noticed the, I don't know if it was handled or what, but there are some spots along the rim, so I might put a new rim on it. I'll just duplicate this rim. And this was raspberry sherbet, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'll have to look back in my notes. But I think I'll also put a second rim here, and that will solidify it as well. Thanks for watching. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done and cleaned up and ready to go. I may have to take it back to Seattle to wax it. That's where all my supplies are. I just happen to be here on vacation. So thanks for watching. I hope this helps.